another edition of Recession Talk, where we not only help you survive the next recession, we help you thrive in the next recession. There's a lot of talk about the economy's doing great, the stock market's roaring, Bitcoin is sinking. But I feel that there are other economic indicators that people don't notice, people are not thinking about, spell out that we're having a recession and it's going to come within the next 12 to 20 months. During this time, you can be preparing. First thing you need to do, you need to get out of debt, or you need to trim that bad boy as soon as possible. And you need to do drastic stuff now, because while it is still good for you to prepare yourself for the recession, while you still have the ability to get credit cards, to get lines of credit, because during the recession, a lot of this stuff is going to be very hard to get. This is the time for you to start your serious side hustle of 4 figures per month and leverage that into a business. One of the things that I think you should do is not quit your job. If you have a job, keep it until that job is costing you money. Then, to help you with this, because most of this is mindset, be sure to go below, get your free audio book, The Hustler's Mindset, Pimping Your Mind for Success. That's going to tone up your mindset, give you some insights on things that you should do to mentally prepare for success. It's free. Go ahead, grab it now, and cue this intro music, and I'll see you in the live stream. What's going on, people? Welcome to another edition of Recession Talk, hosted by your hustling godfather. I tell you, each day the news gets a little bit worse. We have this robust economy, right? But I'm going to tell you a few economic indicators that I've observed. And I'm about to, let's see, all right, I'm just going to put this right here. I'm just put that right there, right there. Bitcoin is going to be at 5,300. Probably is going to fall under 5,000 in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, why is that? Why is that? Because I don't know how to read Bitcoin and cryptocurrency charts, but I do know how to read the economy. And it's very, very simple. If there are not enough people with extra income to buy cryptocurrency, the market's going to fall. Historically, during the summer, the market's softened in many areas. A lot of people with kids can't afford to spend excess money because the kids are taking it all. Now, there are many people here on YouTube who is like, Bitcoin, the blockchain. Go ahead, invest your money here. You got nothing to worry about. Well, these same people are saying the economy is good. I showed you that to let you know I know what I'm talking about, because I predicted this in January. We're about to enter July. I predicted this in January. So just a word to the wise, worse is coming. Many things are going to get worse. Many things are going to get glorious. They're going to get dark. They're going to get gloomy if you ain't prepared. So now we have all of these stores going out of business, right? All of these stores. And you're hearing that it's like 6,000 stores. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's not 6,000 stores. It is 8,000 stores. These are early projections of what they're going to close. As the economy continues to soften, they're going to close more stores. Subway closed 303 stores 2016, 909 stores 2017, and they're supposedly closed 500. So that's a lot of stores. They have, 5,000, 27,000. Expect Subway to reduce its economic footprint by a third in the next 3 to 4 years. I don't know about you, but if you ain't growing, you're recessing. You're recessing. Retail is in a global depression. Not a recession, a depression, and they've been there for about 2 to 3 years. This is important because many people like to go, oh, the stock market, oh, the stock market, oh, the stock market, oh, the stock market. Well, let's talk about that and more. But before we get into this, we got some new parameters going up here, some new stuff that we're going to be doing. Make sure that this is working. So for this episode of Every Man is a Millionaire, I want you to hit the PayPal chat. And let's bring this down. I don't want any super chats. I want everyone to hit the PayPal chat. Want you to hit PayPal. I want super chats of $25 or more. Or I want you to buy Resale for Beginners. There's 100 hours of resale training in that bundle. So go ahead and grab that. We're going to talk about that. I want you to help. Let's go ahead and get this right. There we go. I want you to hit PayPal with your super chats. We're going into a whole different thing. And for those of you, I hadn't had time to do it this week, but next week I'm going to start how to make money with YouTube. It's going to be a very different channel. Probably not going to do Digital Citizen because the content's going to be so different. And I don't want to get into the how to do YouTube groups because there's so many people. So I want you to hit PayPal with your super chat or buy Resale Hustle, and it's $99. So that's what I want you to do. I don't want any super chats. All right. So while we got that, we're going to look at this. How many? Okay. It wasn't connected. That's wild. How many people are in the U.S. stock market? Now I'm going to break this down for you. Oh man, look at this. Well, look at this, look at this, look at this. Didn't even know that was going to be there. Millions of Americans are left out of the stock market boom. 46% of Americans don't invest in the stock market. Actually, I'm going to talk about that. Most stock market's boom, but most Americans don't benefit directly. Dow 2000, most Americans don't benefit from stock, but many left out. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, I'll just write that again. So this is how the stock market works. So you want to know who benefits the most from the stock market? Let me explain it to you. So we're going to draw a pyramid. Okay. All right. So we're going to actually get this. So yeah, that'll work. So we're going to go here. So this is where the 54% of Americans are. And this is going to be less than 50K. This is where most Americans are, 54%. We're gonna make sure that's clear. 54%. All right, so we have another tier up here, and we're gonna be like 25% of the 54%. Okay, this isn't like a new number. These 25% are also in this 54%. So they're going to have, and we're going to make them blue, 100K in the market. And then we're going to go up here. Once again, all of these folks are still in the 54%. We're going to go up here to about 15% who have 250K. And then we're going to go here, 1% that has $1 million or more. So the people, these are just the folks, these are not the folks who are not in the stock market. These are the folks who are in the market. So only 54% of America has less than 50K. And then the 1% has $1 million or more. Who do you think's really racking up off these stock market gains? And these people are in this 54%. So these guys are killing it. This is who's killing it in the stock market. The average American missed me with that. That's where they are. They're actually being missed out of the market. They are catching it. Hold on a second. I need to do something. Okay. Now, that doesn't really look, so literally 16% of America is really benefiting from the market. 16%. So that leaves 84% not doing so well. So that's one of the things that we have in here. So you got to look at it. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. This is what's really, really ugly. Okay? Because if you're in this 16% and you're like walking around like my 401k is the bomb, it is. If you're in that 16%, it's like I've made more money in the last 3 years than I made in the previous 10. Yeah, you have. But if you're in this other 84%, we're not doing that well. All right. So let's show you the retail math here. And this is what, the store closing, 6,000 stores are closing. Let's just go ahead and let's just do this in red. 6,000 stores closing. I think it's 8,000 once they get the real number. So this is thousands, a few 100,000 jobs. I'm gonna tell you what. So let's say, and this is just simple math. I don't have the numbers because I didn't research it. But let's say each store that is closing has 5 employees. Some have more, some have less. But we're going to say they have 5 employees. So that's 30,000. Oops. It's not money. It's not money. These are people. Well, it is money. Actually, it is money. So this is 30,000. And this would be 40,000. So this is direct layoffs. Under that, you have all these stores. You have something that's called support, vendors, and other people. You think these 6,000 stores are just going to be the only job hits? No, 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 no. So then it's going to hit trucking, warehousing, raw materials, shipping, middlemen. And then the consumer. Now, like, why is this hitting the consumer? Well, what's going to happen is, out of these 6,000 stores that are closing, or these, 8,000 stores, and all of these people, this represents millions of people. And what's going to happen is, as these stores close, this stuff is going to start trickling down in the economy. Now, this trickle down theory actually works. Trickle down economics. This trickle down economics works like a motherfucker, because as these stores close, you're not going to have as many trucking jobs. You're not going to have as many warehouse jobs. You're not going to have the need for raw materials. There will be less shipping. There will be less middlemen. Then the consumer is going to have to pay out the ass for good stuff. Bullshit, that's going to be cheaper than ever. But the good stuff, the nice stuff, the stuff that you really want, that's going to go up in cost. Because why? Less competition. So this is why the consumer, you will have the option to buy some cheap bullshit. So, but if you don't want cheap bullshit and you want to upgrade your lifestyle, that's going to cost you. You notice that Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, they don't go out of business. They don't sell as much, but they don't go out of business because they have extremely high profit margins. I'll do better on the next screen. But they don't go out of business. They just don't. All right, so let me get in this chat room. Let's see what kind of crispy chats we got going on in here. Let's make sure. Oh, well, we'll just move it back after this. All right, so just heard Amazon acquired PillPack. Yeah, I saw that. That's going to put a lot of people out of business. Amazon's trying to become the CVS. It's going to still hard to be able to replace I need my pills like right now, but it will be a problem. The We the J, I'm so glad I'm growing my own food. Be real. Bitcoin hasn't went back up since G cashed in at the height of Bitcoin. It's almost like he had a crystal ball that was high as Bitcoin was going to go. Actually, I thought I was going to leave about 6 or 7 grand on the table, but in my storage auction business, I learned not to be greedy. It's like get when the getting's good, and just close your mind to it. But yeah, that shit was like perfect. And I remember I was talking about when I sold it, and people were like, "You are so dumb. You're such a fool." It's funny. And after a few months, when the shit went down and didn't go back up, people was like, "Nah, he didn't have that." I was like, "Wait a minute. You were saying I was stupid for selling. Now you're saying I don't have it." Y'all be weird that way. What's up, American Trucks? Good thing, Ganja. What's up, Honey Bunny? Stefan. Pamela, just read an article on MSN about stock market freaking out because of Trump's tariffs. Oh, I'm going to get to that in a minute. And they're saying the R word. Yikes. I'm telling you, man, I've watched this stuff. This is what I watch, economic indicators every day. And we'll talk about some more stuff in a minute. Now, once again, I don't want you to super chat. I want you to go below the video and hit the super chat via PayPal. That's what I want y'all to do today. Or to buy Resell for Beginners. And let's see. What's up, 285 Property? What's up, Charlatan? Appreciate you. Jawan Johnson, what type of stores are these? They're retail stores. They're H&R Block. They're Subway. They're Star Wars. There are Starbucks. They're Lowe's. There will be some Home Depots in the mix. There will be a lot of retail depression. Alvin Hollinger, low ROI investments only work for high savings people. The question becomes, what do you build quickly to a high savings or net worth person. Pretty much. All right, so let me just get on to this next screen here because y'all stealing my thunder. First of all, this is how many internet businesses are built. And I have argued with people that this was stupid. I'm an old school fundamentals kind of guy. So they have low margin and massive scale. Now this works for Amazon because Amazon is that 100,000-pound gorilla. Massive scale. So this is a big ass problem because a lot of people are on this business model tip. Low margin, massive scales. How fast can we grow? How fast can we scale up? But see, there's a problem with that. There's something called a point of diminishing returns. There's something that's called there ain't enough people to support that shit. So a lot of people who went ahead and set up their Amazon businesses on this model of low margin, massive scale are literally going out of business or have gone out of business. There's not enough profit to handle something when it goes wrong. What's up, gas station? What's up, Rugged Collars? Now, Rugged Collars, he makes dog collars. Now, you would think in a recession that he would have problems. He ain't going to have no problem. I'm going to tell you why. Dogs have replaced children for many women. And in the recession, your children still get what they need to get. They still get their clothes. They still get their shoes. They got to have them. The dog collar, that's like a must-have now. Must-have. Not a nice-to-have. Now I'm buying this for Fido for fun. I got to have this. Alvin, stock market money is only worth as much as it can be liquidated for at any given time, just like crypto. Yep. You get your drop shipping game up. I saw a video where these guys were talking about all of them make 1.5 million, collectively together per month. And I know that's absolute bullshit because I know one of them, he lives in Bali because the cost of living is very cheap. I was like, oh, y'all are crazy. But they're getting them hyped up. Alvin Hollinger, exactly. High-end brands drive more value because the wealthy will still splurge. The wealthy will get wealthier during the recession. And they're going to spend. They're still going to buy their yachts. They're still going to buy their private planes. They're still going to buy their luxury apartments. They're still going to get that stuff. They're still going to live that life. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. 285 property. There will always be a market for end products. Yes. I think Ferrari and Lamborghini have a 1 to 2 year long waiting list, and you got to put all that money down to get them to produce your car. Don't know, Terry Kelly. Let's see. See Cuba Bitcoins continue to take L's until the end of the summer. Well, I have a divergence of thought there because I think the recession is really going to start tightening this grip, especially on retail, and you're going to have these job losses. You're going to have these layoffs because there's layoffs. If you just Google layoffs, it will blow your mind how many companies have laid people off. It will blow your mind. The layoffs are crazy, but instead of being like, 50,000, it's 800 here, 1,500 here, 2,000 here, 300 here. But if you add them all up, that's a crazy number of people losing their jobs. With all this talking, open up an Instagram account and start working on it tonight. Hey, do what you got to do. Arashke, you mean Google Duplex? Google Duplex is going to be like a lawnmower going across the customer service industry. Once they get that right and tight, why would you need customer service people when you can have an automated attendant that has the nuances to answer questions correctly? Essentially, however many people, well, let's find out. Let's find out how many people are in customer service. How many Americans are in Good Lord. Well, this is relevant to the conversation. Because when I Google customer service, I get bad customers. Why American customer service is the worst. American customer service. Americans show rising expectations. Now, more importantly than the number of people in customer service, and someone made reference to this when I showed the Google Duplex thing, that bad customer service was a problem. Well, imagine you go ahead and get you an automated attendant that has a beautiful, cheerful attitude and cost you $2,000 versus hiring a carbon-based life form. That's human beings were based on carbon. 25 to 50 grand a year. So if you're in low-level customer service, in the next 5 years, your job is gone, if not sooner. That's a lot of people. I would border to say it's millions of people that will not have a job. Millions. So there it is. Pam will say, I love Home Depot. Take that off the list. Well, here's something. Let's see. And this is just a small list. All right, so here are the store closings. Chipotle's closing 65. Towards Us 700. Wow, 735 stores. Starbucks 150. H&R Block 400. Kroger 14 stores. I would say that's more of an underperformance thing. Lord & Taylor 10 stores. Sears and Kmart 63 additional stores. Subway 500. I never even heard of Bon-Ton. 256 stores. GNC, I could see that. GNC has not changed, upgraded their game in a long time. 200 stores. J. Crew 20 stores. Abercrombie and Finch 60 stores. Foot Locker. What? So that oversaturation finally caught up with them. 110 stores. Best Buy cell phone stores. I didn't even know they had these. 250 stores. JCPenney 8 stores. Sam's Clubs. I remember this, how they had just locked people out. 63 stores. Macy's 11 stores. Gap, we talked about the other day. 200 stores. Teavana, kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. 379 stores. A Center Retail Group, at least 268 stores. Michael Kors, 100 to 125. I mean, I think Home Depot is only going to close like 4 or 5 stores. So we got a lot of stuff that's going down here, man. A lot of stuff. Tim, hey, when do you think Goodwill will feel a hit? I don't think they will feel a hit. They're different. They're really East Corner. What's up, Cody? The one I have an internet business, I love it. I know. Roadside Warriors. Wait a minute. Where'd you go? Good Lord. All right. Heard in the near future, Amazon, Google will be buying pizza companies. When you say Google order me a pizza, you're getting a pizza from a Google bought pizza company. Part of that is, and this is something that I agree with the Gary Vee on, voice. I find myself not wanting to type, so I voice text people. Like I'll open up the voice app. Voice is going to be huge. Anyone's going to be involved in voice is going to be huge. And that makes perfect sense, because if Google goes ahead and have their Google Duplex and you order a pizza and their Google Duplex deploys that call to us, I mean, just because you're getting rid of the customer service cost of having carbon-based life forms, that makes it very viable. You're going to see new business models due to automation. You know, once again, if you're a person that doesn't want to learn anything, doesn't want to do anything, just want to set it and forget it, you are trouble. But if you're a person that's like, I want to learn all I can about this, you'll be okay. Cody Wyman, my old boss used to tell me about margins. He never sold his instruments. Just found out he had to close his stores. I left 8 months prior to this. Wow. 89 Dr. Funk. Glendon, what if I could tell you I could show you how to make $5 million doing drop shipping business? I would laugh my ass off. Because this is one of the things that I know. If the people who were doing the drop shipping that was teaching this stuff, they were making that kind of money, they would not have these YouTube channels. They would not be telling anybody. Cupcake Larry, I like that name. I work in food services as a truck driver. There are no layoffs in food service. Food is a must-have. We got to eat. It's as farmer said, because he didn't have enough illegals to work his farm. Collected Mind. I started to read an investment by Robbie Kiyosaki. 20 pages in, he said, you need a lot of money to invest in the stock market. I sold the book. This is, all right, when I had a position, I don't have a position in the stock market, but when I did, this was when I was saving half my income. I had a portfolio of $1.5 million. Guess how much I put in there? 1.2. So it really wasn't appreciating for me. And once again, I didn't know the stock market. I was just in there. I was putting money in. I didn't lose money. But and part of the problem, you should understand, I was in the storage auction business. So if I wasn't getting those kind of returns, I just wasn't interested. I mean, that's just, it wasn't, it was like, wait a minute, this is kind of slow. If I took that money and put it in storage auctions, I get more money back much faster. You know, if I put $100 in storage auctions, I'm getting $300 to $400, $500 back. Yep, Stefan, you should. I'm in middle management in my company. It's implementing something that will streamline money process. Some praise it. My sort of omen says there will be a gradual reduction. There will not be a gradual reduction. It'll be like, all right, bye. It's going to be like Sam's Club. Those folks, they left work the next day and they went to work the next morning and the store's like, we're closed. No one even called them. Corporate America is getting cold. They used to be like, call you in the office, talk to you. Yeah, rub your back, like, oh, you know, maybe we can give you 2-3 weeks, but yeah, we got to, now they're just like, ha-haka, just chopping people heads off. What about the postal industry? That's kind of hard to get into. Joe Augustine, I just wanted to interject about Asian supremacy. Asian supremacy has taken nearly 50 years to develop. American open immigration in 1965, so some of these old Asian holding company are 53 years old with millions. I did a whole video on Asian supremacy. Everyone that's talking about white supremacy. You need to be worried about fucking Asian supremacy. They got a long, because Asians, they think long term. It is a cultural edict in who they are. And by my standards, they're probably way ahead of where they thought they would be. And Trump is just helping them become more dominant. Because I don't think you can even stop China from being the next world's major superpower. I don't think there's nothing you can do to stop it. Camilla, the technology would be huge in, let's see. Technology will be huge in the fast food industry. I can tell you how I hate going to drive-thru and having to deal with a rude person. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. We may have a Alvin Hollinger. We may have a purge situation here. No solvency for the systems. I don't think we'll be able to adjust fast enough without major bank and government intervention. I think that's going to happen, Alvin, but I think it's still going to be a disaster. I think it's still going to be, we're going to have two Americas. This is what's going to be very different about this recession. We're still going to have wealthy people doing what they're doing, because these wealthy people learned from the last recession. I live in a neighborhood. They did not stop building houses in this neighborhood. It slowed down, but it did not stop. In many parts of the country, housing completely came to a standstill. And once again, there's a reason I live in this neighborhood. Thomas Dickerson, have not been to a GNC or Foot Locker in years. Oh, church gonna still be some of the best game. Once again, church attendance, church is gonna go up because people gonna be depressed. They're gonna be mourning. They're gonna be like, oh my God, whoo, what's going on, Lord? I'm working 80 hours a week and I still don't have enough money to pay rent. Whoo, I'm going to church Sunday. I'm gonna pray. Church gonna boom. I think inflation's around the corner because they're trying to starve it off. Pretty much, Juwan, you need to stop. I wonder how many people will be absorbed by the marijuana industry. Alvin Hollinger. I think illegal marijuana sales are still going to happen, and not that many. I don't think it's that industry is not going to be big enough to absorb just the people who are going to lose their jobs from customer service. Not even close. Jay Humps, is Hustlers LLC a good starting class or a beginner or a millionaire's toolkit? All right, Millionaire's Toolkit was the Hustlers LLC. I was actually going to do a whole stream on that. But essentially, I've split this up. If you don't know what you want to do, you don't have any sales skills, go ahead and get the Resell for Beginners Toolkit. That'll serve you well. I mean, Resell for Beginners, 100 hours of knowledge. That'll serve you well. I'm getting ready to do something. I'll discuss it in the third stream. Yes, there'll be 3 streams. Matter of fact, can I show those? Let's see. All right. So this is what is going to happen. I don't know if this one's going to be. Yeah, that's what's going to be next, which is starting a business when you have no experience, no money, no time. The cold hard truth. And business talk, elevated money, boot camp, start, hustle, get paid. I'll be talking about that in a few minutes. So there's a lot more to come, because this is where I'm at, and I've been saying this stuff since last year, and I've really started going crazy with it in January. We are going to have a recession that is going to be much worse and last longer than the last one, because you got 2 things happening. Actually, let me show you what's happening, and it's going to make this recession so brutal. Let's say we didn't have, I'll come back to that. All right, so we have the recession, and we have massive tech development. This right here is why this recession is going to be so brutal. There are people who are going to get laid off who will never ever work in that industry again. Because let's say the recession starts 2019, goes on, I estimate it's going to be around 2023. So in these 4 years, certain industry norms are going to disappear. So if you were doing like customer service, let's say customer service, you had gotten up, you're working with a nice company, you're making $65,000 a year as a manager of customer service. That's gone. That's going to be gone in this time period. And then I feel that for us to really come out, it's going to be about 2026. So, because we're gonna go through what Japan has went through. Japan had this lost decade where they just didn't really fall, but they didn't really gain anything. Well, we're gonna lose. We're gonna fall. It's gonna be actually worse than what Japan went through. So during this period here, you're gonna have industries disruptive. You're gonna have jobs that are gonna disappear. You're gonna have jobs that are never coming back. That's what's going to be so different about this next recession. If it was just a regular recession and we didn't have this massive tech development, it'll probably be like 18 months, 19 months. We ride it out and we get back to it. But what's going to happen is you're going to have this massive development and companies are going to make crazy bank. So, they're going to emerge out of this recession with technology in place that made them a lot of money during the recession. So they're not going to go out just like, so we got 20 billion in the bank. Let's go out and hire some humans and get rid of all of this tech. We don't need this tech. Let's just let it go. Not one CEO will ever say nor dream. We're going to have the erosion and disappearance of American jobs like we've never seen before. And that is why this recession is going to be so brutal. This is why it's going to be, because you're going to have people who are going to come out of college in this recession and they're not going to be able to find jobs. There's already, it's going to be kind of like a double whammy. Yep, everyone's going to have to do an internet business because what I'm going to do in Elevated Money, it's going to be how to start an internet business. I am not doing any more physical businesses. And we got training for that stuff for years. Lamode, if you're online, you are where you need to be. Everything's moving online. And during this recession, stuff's going to move online at like a lightning pace. You think it's moving fast because going back to my thoughts, and this could happen during the recession. I know that's going to be funny, but pulp fiction writers became millionaires during the Great Depression because everyone had a nickel to buy a book. And they buy 4 books a month. That's 20 cents a month, versus these other stuff. Joe Augustine Glenn, you think Asian supremacy was planned by Mao in the 1960s? Nope. I think Asian supremacy was planned in the fucking 1600s. Remember, they attacked us. Japan attacked us in World War II. I think this shit is a cultural norm for them. Mo Grist like my daughter, but her dad's making sure she has her own company. Yeah, because essentially what's going to happen in this next thing. Let me get back. Cupcake Larry, thanks for the 25 bucks super chat. Appreciate you. The return margin on Wall Street versus resale is a no-brainer. Everybody got to start somewhere because, essentially, what I was thinking about last night, and I was thinking about the people who have no business experience. I'm going to get into that in the next stream. You got to get started with something. You may not like it, but you got to get started with something because what's coming is going to be a social economic change. Like one of the reasons that so many people jumped on Bitcoin, and I'm going to take off my Bitcoin hater hat, is everybody wants to live a good life. Everyone wants to have for their kids. And Bitcoin for many people was this magical once in a lifetime, legit opportunity. And I say that for real because I bought Bitcoin in 2009. I thought that was the promise. Bitcoin's actual value, and I want you to hear me, is probably 1,500 to 2,500. But once again, I bought this like, if it stayed like that, I would have kept it. But I just felt that because the markets were not regulated, that the whales would come in and do all kind of damage, and that's what they've done. I don't think Bitcoin's ever going to disappear, but I don't think Bitcoin is going to be the dominant cryptocurrency either because of what's happened with it. And it's going to leave a bad taste in many people's mouths. Thank you, Jeremy, for the $10 super chat. Purpose Pit, you're going to have to figure that shit out yourself, man. But good hustle. Right, Cost, you think customer feedback online will affect the future online business, including scammers with chargeback syndromes, schemes? I'm going to say yes. I think everyone's going to be and everything's going to be impacted by the feedback of the internet because, like, right now, everyone's going gaga over Instagram video. And I said this before and I'll say it again. If you're already positioned with a large following, you'll crush it with Instagram video. If you're someone new without a large following, it's going to be very hard to make money. Let's see. Jeremy, I think I said thanks for a $10 super chat. I hate to say this, but I doubt it. We're going into much get mine mindset, and I believe it will get worse in the coming recession. In the coming recession, everybody's going to be fighting for resources. Everybody. Sure thing, Jeremy. Awesome, Lamode. Stefan, I think that's a good point because, see, Amazon has 50% of online commerce, right? That number hasn't really changed. You know what's going to happen? That number's going to go down. And Amazon is run by brilliant people, and they know for them to keep growing, they're going to have to get physical. Whole Foods wasn't Amazon's first physical acquisition, and they won't be their last. They have no choice. Because Walmart owns the physical. Walmart owns that. Amazon can't fuck with them. Amazon does like 100 billion. Walmart does like 500 billion. I mean, wait a minute. Yeah, 500 billion. So, for Amazon to grow, they're going to have to get physical. So I'm not surprised at those moves at all. Faith, love. Once again, I did this before with Bitcoin. When it was having this predictable swing, if you knew when to buy and when to sell, you could make $1,000, $1,500 a day. That is, if you could have unloaded your Bitcoin when you wanted to, and you didn't have to wait for a long transaction time. Now, since Bitcoin's come down, a lot of miners are going to stop mining. So I feel that's going to have a very adverse effect on Bitcoin. Dion King, this is my thing with Jay Morrison. I don't know the dude, so I have nothing bad to say, nor do I have anything good to say. Anyone ask me, would I invest in that? And this goes back to the stock market. This goes back to anything. If I can't get the kind of returns I get from running my business, I'm not investing. I mean, I saw some of the return. That's not exciting to me. But if I was Glendon, a truck driver, making $50K a year with a wife and 2 kids, and then getting like an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a year, that would be very exciting to me. But, for where I'm at, I'm not messing with anything like that. I see a recession hitting everything. Oh, there's YouTube channels devoted to that, Joe. Amazon's got everything. Amazon has web services. Amazon has financing. Amazon has a credit card. Amazon's got everything. All right. So for those of you who are going to super chat or buy a course, go right ahead. We're going to end this one and then let me go ahead and grab the link. This would be of a lot of value to you guys who want to start businesses. So let me go ahead and throw this off in here. All right, so this is the link to the next stream. I do this because I don't know what kind of delay is in the chat. I know there's a 30-second delay in the stream. So we're going to shut this puppy down and just be sure to subscribe. What you can do if you catch the replay, you can hit the super chat. That's it's like the fourth link under the video, because the first link is the free audiobook if you hadn't got it. The second link, the Disruptive Male Facebook group, only men. Sorry, ladies, it's only men. And I can tell that a lot of guys come in there and let their hair hang out because there are no women. Resale for beginners. This is a $99 package of about 100 hours of resale training, which is perfect if you don't know what you want to do, you hadn't started a business, you don't know how to start a business. That's for you. All right, so with that, I will see you guys later, and I will be starting up the next stream immediately. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.